Hello everyone, Jurassic Man here, and today we will be reviewing this figure, and that is the Jurassic Park dinosaurs. No, wait, the Jurassic Park 2K9 set of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Uh, Disclaimer, I never actually seen this guy before. I seen him a while ago once. I thought it was like a fan custom made, but turns out he was released for the 2K9 and 2013 line. And I have never seen him once during Toys R Us, so I didn't know his existence. If only I knew. If I did, I probably would have tried to find him, and maybe I would have found the Allosaurus or the Pachy set, or yeah. But I never did. I knew there was a T-Rex for the Spinosaurus to fight with, but I know it was in this coloration, and I actually like this coloration a lot more than the older ones. I've seen pictures of the other repaints, and I find this one more better. Well, except for the Camo Extreme one. That one's a really cool one. But anyways, before I start the review, I'd like to say that I'm a little sick, so if I sound a bit weird, yeah. Also, I don't really know if anyone watches this stuff. Please watch my stuff. Okay, so as I was about to say, this guy is a repaint of the original T-Rex that came out for 2003. Now, when I was little, I only got the Spinosaurus and I lost it. But I may or may not have the T-Rex. I really don't know, but the T-Rex, in my opinion, looks pretty cool. Without the color scheme, this guy has really good details, and I'll get to that in a bit. Now, if anyone knows, most of the Jurassic Park 3 toys, well, most of the Jurassic Park 3 toys were kinda iffy. And they kinda kept that look throughout the years until 2013 when they were last seen, and I guess were last bought back in 2015 before Jurassic World came out. So these guys stand around as probably the longest lasting sculpts of any Jurassic toys, which will not happen again. But at least they're okay. It's a bit better than what we got back in Jurassic World. The movie was awesome, but the toys suck. Like, really suck. I'm losing this dress now. But in overall, this guy is a pretty okay toy to have. He's really has cool articulations and a bit awesome. But I think it's what stands him out the most. It's probably the fact that he looks so scrawny compared to most of the T-Rex Kenner made prior to his release. But I digress. I really like the sculpt. The sculpt is amazing. If it wasn't off proportion, this would have been a really cool toy. Like I said, for the Ultra T-Rex, which is somewhere at the moment, and this guy has awesome sculpt and awesome sounds. So let's get right to that. As we can see that this is the head of the guy. He has this nice sculpt around his nose. He got the bump and the eye ridges. And as we go down, we can see the folds and creases on his neck. On the other belly, we still have that crocodilian look, a bit bigger than it was back then. Therefore, this was Hasbro and not Kenner. The scaling kind of goes off here and goes more to creases. Up here, we can see more towards it, a more alligator-like body, although not too much like the underbelly. We have the horrid dino damage wound, and on the legs, we have these nice scaling on the legs, especially on the foot. The foot is huge, but not as huge as another T-Rex. Oh man, I just realized there's two. Besides the diamonds and creases, this is how the stomach would look. It actually looks pretty plain, as most of them have creases up here that gives a more big belly. And if you look at it like that, it has a very flat sides. More creases down here. There's a battery compartment, and right there is a speaker. Also, here's a hinge for the jaw, which is pretty obvious in this version. And as you can see, the dino damage or the electronics are very sensitive. So yeah, overall sculpt, this guy is pretty cool. His colorations differ, as this is the last of his colorations, and it was a pretty good one. It has a nice orange head with a bit red in the front, but only in the top of the skull. While in the bottom, the lower jaw is this pure white, like his underbelly. It doesn't even have shading of green on it. It kind of bleeds in right there on the side. If I knew the coloration, I could fix that, but I don't. Has this nice underbelly, which is white as we saw, and this green tint to it with some brown stripes all the way down, and from the top of the skull all the way to the tip of the tail we have this light orange, let's say orange yellow, and we have painted toe claws. That's pretty cool. Some of them even stick out. It kind of reminds me of the bull T-Rex foot, except the toes or the toe claws aren't very exaggerated as they were. Now, if you know that this guy is a repaint of a 2K9 set, he also has the JP on it, like most of the Jurassic Park dinosaurs. I guess it's just a way to show you that this is an official Jurassic Park toy. Now we can accept it that it's official, unlike some of the other toys. So articulations, he has 3 points, or 4 to 5 points of articulation. Both his arms can move pretty far. It hinges right there and go pretty back up all the way here. His other arm can go all the way around. It hits at the top of the jaw, but if you move it more, it goes forward. It's 360. Same thing in that, it hits the jaw as well. Its legs, I don't want to move it, but I remember that this guy can go, this leg right here, this one, the right leg, can move 360 if it hits the arms or the legs. This guy, however, can move 360, but he doesn't hit anything. He just keeps going. I don't want to move it because this guy has flimsy legs. Not really flimsy, but I don't want to lose his standing. And he has a nice posture, actually. If it wasn't for the fact that this was permanent, this is actually a good, if it would have been good statue-like-esque. Now he does have articulation in the jaw, but that comes for the action feature. And to the action feature, just like the Spinosaurus, he has this little slot right here on his neck that you push down and he screams or roars. Now I'm gonna hold the speaker because this guy is very loud. Apparently these guys are louder than the Ultra T-Rex. Good enough. It seems like you don't even have to push so hard. I wasn't even pushing that hard to open his mouth and it still roars. That's how far it triggers the roar. And let me get the spinal real quickly, see how long it takes for his... Yeah, I actually had to go all the way down for the spinal, while the Rex, on the other hand, isn't. He has another button, just like the Ultra T-Rex. He has a rib cage that activates, like most of the dinosaurs in this line. And he roars. And there you have it. That's the Jurassic Park 3 and up till Jurassic World T-Rex. It was a standard toy from the 2000s to now. This guy would have cost at least $10, like the Rexes that are gonna come after it. Okay, before this review becomes 10 minutes long, let's get to comparison. Let's compare it with the horrendous Allosaurus. Oh wait, shoot. That looks kind of okay next to it. At least he kind of stands a bit better than this guy. But overall, this guy is pretty scrawny and probably doesn't even scale up to the actual Allosaurus. Maybe not even the Kenner one. Maybe the other one, but maybe not. Here we have it with the Velociraptor that came out a year prior. I think 2005. Yeah. This guy came from 9 to up. He still works. Let's get the Spinosaurus and let's do a little quickie, a little fight. How about that? And these guys were meant to fight since the position of their bodies. So let's get this on. I got you this time. I win. Okay, that was a bit strange. Let's compare it with a human Kenner figure. If Alan Grant, and as you can see, as Alan only stands 4 inches tall, this guy stands much taller than that. But not very much, as he's in a position so he could stand better since his tail's in the ground, making him easier to stand. That's a bit of a problem. And let me compare it with the only Kenner T-Rex that could probably not go out of the camera. Or not. It is the young T-Rex, and he's still too big to fit in this screen of the camera. But as you can see, he's pretty big, and he's alright. I do like this guy's mouth feature, as it's kind of similar to as the young T-Rex, but instead of a roar, the young T-Rex would just open his slashing jaw, and like that, just biting his head. And another thing to mention is that you can't look at his face forwardly, but you can for the young T-Rex. So, design-wise, on the side, it looks kind of like the T-Rex if you minus the jaw. But forwardly, it does not. And then let's compare it with a recently received gift from mine. It is one of the knockoffs of Lego toys. And I like this T-Rex color scheme, but the green Lego one looks really cool. I kind of want to implement that in one of the figures I have. It's a really cool color scheme. It reminds me of the Lost World, but not really. Especially its patterning. It has some black patterning. I may review this, but this is knockoff, so yeah. So I hope you guys liked that video. Remember to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.